A man's outputs directly reflect his inputs. If the fuel he puts in his engine doesn't match his core needs, then he isn't going anywhere. Because after all, the goal of life is to accelerate, and your body is the vehicle. The problem is you're putting piss into your supercar and you don't even realize it yet. But that's all about to change. I switched over to a diet high in fat about a year ago, and that's when everything in my life changed for the better. See, I was the person who was in the gym who was obsessed with the high protein diet, and I made the mistake that 100% of the people watching this video have probably made as well, optimizing for protein. Every food I consumed, every ingredient label, every nutrition panel, everything I looked at had to be concerned with protein. I would only look at the protein content, and rightly so. Because I was in the gym, being consistent and trying to put on muscle, I knew that protein was the building block for new muscle, right? And that led to things like chicken and rice, protein shakes, protein bars being the staple of my diet. If it didn't have protein, I did not want it. But now that I look back on it, I am literally begging you to start eating some fat. Because what's interesting is fat just might be more important than protein in the grand scheme of life and in terms of building muscle. And that's because, especially as a younger guy, it helps to boost your hormones and your testosterone production, which is absolutely essential for building muscle. Testosterone is literally like the building block for muscle, right? Without high testosterone levels and your body being able to access that testosterone, your body is significantly slower at building muscle and being in more of what's called an anabolic state, which is basically a constructive state rather than a destructive state. And to be constantly in this anabolic constructive state, we need to be consuming fat. And I'm going to go against what you've heard before. I'm talking like over 100 grams of fat per day. And look, you may be making muscle in the gym right now, but I guarantee you, if your testosterone and hormone production and output was way higher from eating more fats, this process would be so much quicker. It's a huge mistake that I have learned from now, which is why I'm teaching it to you now. You may be thinking right now, well, won't eating more fat make me fat? And that is the biggest load of bullshit. That's the biggest misconception that people have. I was talking to my dad the other day, and he literally thought that eating more fat in your diet will make you more fat. Just because it says fat and fat, it doesn't mean that they are causation of it, like that one causes the other, okay? You cannot really break the laws of thermodynamics in terms of calories in versus calories out and how our body metabolizes energy. And chances are you're probably watching this video if you're a skinnier guy as well. Now what's interesting is fat actually has more calories than protein and carbs. So if you incorporate more fat in your diet, not only are you going to boost your fucking testosterone, bro, you're actually going to get more calories in easier, because a lot of the foods that are high in fat are animal products and stuff that's actually really easy to get in and eat at a high volume. And to double down even more on this, when you're naturally a more skinny guy, a more thin, insecure, weak, frail guy, your hormone levels are probably low. So if you can boost them, you're going to find significant gains. If you're already making muscle right now and your diet is not optimized for fat, it's just about protein and carbs, and you're eating a low fat diet, if you incorporate more fat, not only will you gain more size because it's going to be easy to get more calories in and bulk harder, but you're also going to go from having low testosterone, low hormones, to optimizing them, which is going to double down on that bulking effect. It's going to help you gain so much quicker. I literally went through a phase from 6 months to a year where I incorporated a higher fat and I just blew up. I was struggling with being skinny the whole time, but once I upped the fats, that's when the gains came. And it's those kind of mistakes that made me realize that people aren't that aware of what to do, especially if you're starting out, trying to change your life and go from a skinny, weak, insecure guy to a stronger, more masculine man who's outgoing, who can be social. That's exactly why I created the Skinny Guy School, which you can see in the link in the description if you're interested. Go check it out. I think it can help you a lot. And there's another bite back that you might have, and that is that, well, all the professional guys and all the bodybuilders and all the aesthetic guys usually have a low-fat diet. They eat like shit ton of carbs and a shit ton of protein, but their fat is really low. Well, the thing is, most of them are on steroids. Most of them are fucking enhanced, or they're taking some kind of additional extracurriculars to boost their performance and make it so they can get leaner and have better muscle gain without needing to optimize their hormones. Because at the end of the day, why would they care about optimizing their hormones internally if they're doing so many drugs and so many performance enhancing, peptides and steroids and shit, that Their body doesn't even produce testosterone. They just get it all from outside their body. They can literally eat fucking rice bubbles and bullshit sweets every single day, and it doesn't matter. That's why you see all these influencers on the internet eating fucking shit, and they still get big because they're enhanced. For natty guys, for guys that are doing it the proper, organic, natural way, this won't work for you. And what's interesting is you may actually see some people you think it's working for on the exterior. They look aesthetic, they look healthy, they look fit. But you can have a fancy ass Lamborghini sitting out on the road and it looks really good. It looks fucking aesthetic and clean and shiny as fuck. But on the inside, the engine might be fucking missing. You wouldn't know. It mightn't even be fucking working. So chances are the guys that are on a low fat diet, that are aesthetic, that are jacked, that are lean, chances are they do feel like shit 24/7. Okay? So which one would you rather be? The guy who's jacked, lean and aesthetic that doesn't have a functioning dick, that has a constant appetite and wants to eat everything around him but has to fucking develop a mental illness because he has to restrict himself. The guy who can't think properly, the guy who has low energy, or the guy who looks aesthetic and looks good but also feels good inside. And that comes from eating fat and optimizing hormonal levels. So the action step for you is to consume more fat. Now this doesn't mean to be a fat fuck and go to McDonald's because you know that McDonald's is high fat diet and KFC is high fat diet. No, that's completely wrong. There are different types of fat. You need to be sticking away from trans fats and moving towards saturated animal fats because they are going to be the most bioavailable and optimal for your hormone production, so you can actually feel good and look good at the same time. The thing is, you're going to hear them lying to you and they're going to tell you that you can still eat all this bullshit and still get a good physique, and that is absolutely true, but you're going to feel like shit inside. So if you think this way, if you think that you're going to be optimal in all realms without eating proper fats and high amounts of them, then you can fuck off. Because it's simply not true. I've tried it myself, eating a low fat diet high in carbs, 500, 600, 700 grams of carbs per day, 200 grams of protein, but super low fat, and I felt like shit. I couldn't even fucking wake up on time any of the days. I had low energy, literally crying myself to fucking sleep sometimes. It was pretty fucked. But when I incorporated high fat, all these things fixed themselves, and I naturally got leaner, naturally felt more healthy and looked healthier in the face, in the body, and performed better as well. So just like how it's important to put the right fuel into your engine if you're driving a car, then it's important to put high quality fuel into your body as well. And that starts with animal fats. Start eating whole eggs instead of egg whites. Start eating higher fat cuts of beef mince, lamb, all that stuff. Don't eat as much chicken breast that's super lean, and yeah, it has protein, but it's actually not that useful for you. Okay, it's not going to do that much except provide your body with protein. If we want to gain, if we want to bulk up, if we want to get bigger and healthier, we need more fats as well. Start eating avocado. Another cheat code that I use personally is to consume a lot of dairy products. Cheese, milk especially. It's going to help you put on size and get stronger. And the fat in it is going to give you so much hormonal benefit, so much production of hormones that you're going to boost your testosterone, feel better overall. And the high quality shit doesn't have to be expensive, because you'll look right now and be like, well, McDonald's is high fat, and I can go and get that. Why would I go and get high fat food? It's cheap as fuck to buy higher fat cuts of meat usually, right? Because the mainstream media has told you that fat is bad and fat's going to kill you. That's not true at all. There's literally emerging studies coming out day in, day out that is showing this is beyond a lie, right? There's a reason why more and more of these steak and eggs, wooden chopping board motherfuckers are coming out and actually gaining success and being, you know, approved in the society and in social medias, you know, in the realm of social media, because it works. So eat more animal fats. We're operating at a fucking big ass twin turbo V8 fucking supercharged car right now. We need some fucking heavy ass fuel. We need some fucking high quality premium shit. We ain't running a fucking little Toyota Corolla anymore, Toyota Camry, with the little piss weak fuel. We need to operate at the highest level, and that requires the highest level of food, the most dense fucking animal fats. It's going to get you gains, it's going to make you feel better, because that's what we're after. We're after health, because if you feel better, you're going to look better, you're going to operate better, be more social, become out of your shell, be outgoing, fix all other parts of life that you're having problems in. Remember to check out the Skinny Guy School. That's it from me. Like and subscribe. Hope you learned something, bro.